My name is Paige. I'm a 30-year-old full-time housewife. I live with my salaryman husband Kevin and our 5-year-old daughter Penny in an apartment that we received from my mother-in-law. We lived a very simple but happy life. But then, lately, Kevin was acting kind of weird. One day, I was sleeping in the bedroom with Kevin and Penny sandwiched between us. I was woken up by a sound. And when I looked towards the door of the bedroom, I could see Kevin's back slowly and carefully sneaking out of the room. When I looked at the alarm clock by the bed, I couldn't believe that it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Even though he was going to change into a suit for work, I thought it was strange that he was changing from his pajamas into casual clothes. But I hadn't slept enough and I was tired. I closed my eyes once again, but moments later I heard the sound of the front door closing. He's leaving the house at this time? Without thinking, I jumped out of the bed. But then when I went into the living room, I noticed that our pet pug Gordon wasn't sleeping in his cage where he should have been and was missing. I see, he was taking Gordon on a walk. Until then, Kevin had never really taken care of Gordon, even though he was the one that said he wanted to buy a dog in the first place. If that's what Kevin wanted, I reached out to a friend from my days working as a breeder and adopted Gordon. But now that I think about it, there was a time when I tried to take Gordon out for his morning walk, but he seemed tired and like he didn't want to go. I see, that was because Kevin was sometimes waking up early and taking Gordon for his walk from me. So he can do it if he tries. I had already woken up, so I decided to get breakfast ready and wait for Kevin to come home.
Wow! You scared me. I didn't know you were awake. You're up early today.
Yeah, Kevin! I didn't know that you were taking Gordon out for a walk. Thank you.
What? Yeah, that's right.
Why is this guy panicking? Perhaps she heard us talking because Penny woke up and came into the living room, so I didn't confront him any further at that time. But there was no way that I could ignore how strange Kevin was acting at that time. That's why, after Kevin left for work that day, I decided to do a thorough investigation. And then, I found something unexpected in the closet. Actually, this was on the day of my birthday. But the unexpected thing was, there was a paper bag with a box wrapped up with a present inside. The receipt was in the trash can, which read a brand-named t-shirt had been purchased for $200. It's a birthday present for me? I felt really bad for doubting him. Wait, but this birthday present and Gordon's early morning walks, how could they be related? The thought briefly crossed my mind, but I was so happy that after I went to pick up Penny from her preschool, I went out on Gordon's afternoon walk with Penny in the best mood. We were walking down our usual course and we made a right turn at the corner, when at that moment, Gordon tried to make a left. When a dog goes on the same walking route every day, usually they know exactly which way to walk, but well, maybe he's gotten tired of the course already. I decided to let Gordon walk the way he wanted to, and we arrived at a house with the name Morrison written on the gate. I'd actually been here once before. This was the house that Miss Morrison, one of Kevin's staff, was living in. When I once joined Kevin at a company dinner party, we found out that she lived in the neighborhood, and I think we went to go see her one time after that. When we got to the house, Gordon started barking towards it, and I didn't want to disturb the neighbors, so I picked Gordon up and brought him back to our usual walking course. Could it be that early in the morning, Kevin was coming here to see Miss Morrison? At that moment, the word cheating came right across my mind. Now that I think about it, lately, every weekend, he says he has a business trip and leaves, and he's been acting really cold towards me and Penny. But today is the day of my birthday, and I really want to make it a good day. Plus, Kevin had prepared such a fancy gift for me, too. It's not good to doubt him without any proof. That's what I thought, but so I decided not to say anything to him, but then that night, Mommy! Happy birthday! Penny gifted me a drawing that she made of me. Wow, Penny! You're so good, thank you. As I said that,
Huh? Paige, was it your birthday today? I totally forgot.
Huh? In an instant, my mind went blank. But then, what about that beautifully wrapped box containing the brand-named t-shirt? After I put Penny to sleep, I couldn't help but ask Kevin about it. Hey, that brand-name t-shirt that was inside of your closet in the gift bag, who are you giving that to?
What?
When I asked him that question, Kevin spat out the beer that he was drinking. And about Gordon. Where are you taking him in the mornings?
Nowhere. I just take him on a normal walk, that's all.
This evening, when I took Gordon on his walk, we ended up in front of Mrs. Morrison's house and he started barking, though? I stared at Kevin as I said that, but then...
It's true that we passed by the front of Miss Morrison's house, but we just passed by, that's all.
What do you mean by that's all? Why are you talking like that? Don't tell me that you're cheating on me?
Shut up!
Kevin suddenly raised his voice like that, so Gordon got excited and started barking, and Penny, who was sleeping in the bedroom, woke up. Penny was rubbing her eyes and she looked sleepy as she arrived in the living room. Oh, you're so loud. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Penny, go back to sleep.
When he said that, Kevin pushed Penny with an unbelievable amount of force and kicked her out of the living room. But because of that, Penny fell over some furniture. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Kevin went over to Gordon, who was still barking in his cage, and kicked it. I thought he was going into the bedroom, but then he walked out with his blanket and yelled, "I'm going to sleep," as he dragged the futon into the study. What is his problem? And plus, that reaction. He's definitely cheating. And on top of cheating, he was being horrible to my beloved daughter and dog despite being so much stronger than them, and was speaking like that to me. I really don't need a husband like that. I was boiling with anger and fury, but then... What is with this guy? I glanced over and Penny was glaring at the door to Kevin's study with a bright red face. That guy. I can't believe he forgot your birthday, Mommy, and he did that to Gordon. I don't want to think of someone like that as my daddy. Honey, your mommy feels the same way as you. At that moment, I made a few decisions in my heart. I was going to grab evidence of the affair and give Kevin what he deserves. And that's exactly what I did. Once I had it all in my hands, all that was left was to drop Kevin down to the depths of hell. I can't wait. 3 days later at night, it was a Sunday. Kevin had told me that he was going on a business trip and wouldn't be home late until Sunday night, as he left the house early Saturday morning. And as scheduled, he came home late on Sunday, and as soon as he got into the living room, he greeted me in a bad mood. Ever since he pushed Penny, Kevin has been in a terrible mood on his own. However, his tone suddenly changed as he looked around.
Where's Penny? Where's Gordon? They're not here?
I couldn't help but grin. Well. Why don't you take a seat over there? I tried to usher Kevin into the living room chair, but...
Huh? I don't even want to see your face for another second, though. You said that you were suspecting me of having an affair, but that's exactly why I hate you bored, full-time housewives. You just laze about all day and watch those stupid reality TV shows. And that's why you come up with all these ridiculous ideas, because you're so bored. Well, I don't have time to be putting up with your stupid ideas.
Kevin said that like he knew anything at all, and I couldn't help but to laugh out loud.
What the hell? What are you laughing about?
Hey, is mine really just a bored little idea?
Of course it is.
Interesting. Well, isn't that strange? As I said that, I opened up the sliding door that was facing the living room of our bedroom, and in an instant, Kevin went... I had no idea what he was saying as senseless words came flying out of his mouth and he started shaking in his pants. That's because...
Miss Morrison?
That's right. Because Miss Morrison was right there in our house. It seemed that Morrison had already given in to me as she sat there motionless on her knees. She lives at home with her parents, but on Saturday morning, I paid a visit to her house. And I informed her parents about the affair she was having with my husband. According to her parents, They said that she was on vacation right now and not at home. I can only imagine she must have been with Kevin. Apparently, Kevin said he would stop by the office before coming home, so they parted ways at their vacation site and she headed straight back home. She got back to her house before Kevin, and when her parents confronted her about the affair, she very quickly confessed. After that, her parents checked Marston's cell phone and they discovered her messages with Kevin. After beating her up, they kicked her out of the house, and then they messaged me that I could boil her or grill her or do whatever I wanted with her. Not only that, but this woman. So early in the morning, she was having an affair with Kevin in her house when her own parents were sleeping. I couldn't believe it. Please forgive me. We were only messing around. So you're saying that an affair should be forgiven if you're just messing around? You stupid, dumb idiot! Seeing Morrison crying and screaming, Kevin, who was shaking in silence, started shaking so hard that I could hear his teeth rattling.
Hey, are you sure you want to do this? If you get a divorce from me, you're gonna be stuck lost with nowhere to go. Ha, take that!
What are you saying?
Huh?
If I wanted to work, I could easily get a job, you know. I actually already reached out to my friends from my previous work, and they're looking for a job for me as we speak.
What?
You seemed so proud asking how you think we could survive without you. But even without you, we're easily going to have food on our plates. Do you get it now?
Ugh!
Kevin was so upset by my words that he started stomping on the ground. And plus, aren't you the one that should be worried? I'm planning on telling the people at your company about this anyway.
What? You're going to tell them?
When that happens, it isn't going to be hard to stay at your company. Remember, I'm pretty sure there was a time when your CEO was cheated on by his wife, and he was very upset about it.
But Paige!
At that moment, Kevin slid onto his knees to apologize.
I'm very sorry about this. I'm begging you. Please, please, at least spare me of telling my company.
It was too funny to see him like this. Tears and snot were streaming down his face as he rubbed it against the floor to apologize, and Kevin just looked so pathetic. It was hilarious. It was so tempting to take my heel to his head and help him wipe it off on his face on the ground. Sure feels good. It was at that moment. Mommy! The living room door opened and Pani came in. You were too slow to come get me, so I came in myself. When Kevin saw her, his jaw dropped to the floor. That's because standing next to Penny was my furious, raging mother-in-law.
Mom!
She lived in the neighborhood, and just in case, I asked my mother-in-law to look after Penny for the weekend. Of course, after I told her everything that Kevin had been up to. Miss Page, I'm truly so sorry about this scumbag son of mine. I heard that you put your hands on sweet Penny and pushed her, huh?
Ah!
My mother-in-law loved her grandchild, and Kevin fell back on his butt. She started to crack her knuckles, and when Penny saw her grandma closing in on Kevin... Well then, Mommy, let's go. Gordon is waiting for us at the front door, she said as she grabbed me by the hand. See you, old man. As though Penny's cold words were the signal, my mother-in-law took a fist and the palm of her hand to Kevin, and finally the Argentinian backbreaker! Penny and I kept walking towards the door, and with Kevin's painful screams behind us, we headed out the door with Gordon. After that, the apartment still belonged to his mother, and Kevin was kicked out. He wasn't allowed back on the family property. I informed people at the company about their affair, and both Kevin and Morrison were shunned by their colleagues. And in the end, they were fired. Of course, I sued them both for a settlement fee, and from Kevin, I collected child support fees as well. But in order to pay these to me, Morrison and Kevin were riddled in debt. Apparently, he tried to find a new workplace, but in this day and age when the job market is difficult, they weren't able to find any company to hire them, and apparently they were both running between multiple part-time jobs. All they can do from morning until night is work. It seemed that they were both devastated to be disowned by their families, and they were both destroyed, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It was nothing more than what they did to themselves, though. Well then, as for me, I moved back in with my parents with Penny. With the help of my family, I started working again as a dog breeder. Gordon is happy in his new home, and life is good. Oh yeah, when I was watching TV in the living room with Penny the other day. Mommy, the Olympic rugby game is about to start. Oh my, really? All right, Penny, go get Gordon. We need Gordon to help us cheer in the rugby match. What? Why does Gordon need to cheer with us? You know how Gordon sometimes does this pose? When he was a puppy, he was doing that, and I knew immediately that we had to name him Gordon. Wow! Mommy, look! I can do it too! See? The Gordon pose! Wow, Penny, you're so good at it! Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to